that background, may I call upon Lucy Lunt, who lives in the High Street, to make the first submission.
Good evening. If you don't know me, we live on the High Street at 279 Granby House. It's just up from the traffic lights. And we've been lucky enough to live there about 20 years. And our house used to directly back onto the marketplace. We have parking that used to be in what was the Golden Cross and is now Henley Park Court. I really liked the market being there. But we can't look back, we have to look forward. And the fact is that this land is to be developed. And my submission is not about who should put this plan forward, but that we should act as a community to find a development, and it is a big site that reflects the architectural merit and the community that Henley is, and that is very special to us all. I'm concerned about four things. One is the number of houses that are there. I personally believe it should be mixed housing. Henley is a mixed society, it should reflect that. I'm secondly concerned about the architectural merit of the homes that are built there. There have been some really terrible eyesores, not just in the last 10 years, and I apologise if there are any residents of the Warwick Court, but I mean, we look at it and it is not in keeping with the rest of the High Street. And this should be an opportunity for us to build something that is in keeping with the rest of the community. So I'm concerned about the number of houses. I'm concerned about the way that site is developed, that it's cohesive and it becomes part of Henley. I'm very concerned about the fact that there might be a supermarket there. I think one of the things that's changed in Henley quite recently is the diversity and the quality of the shops that we have. And I think the shopkeepers in Henley offer us an extraordinary service to all ages, from Robert at the butcher's to the John Duke's, and that a supermarket could very badly damage the effect. And you only actually have to look at what's happened at Stratford and their out-of-shopping service. And it's basically killed the centre of the town. And it would be terrible if there was a supermarket on that site that would cause a detriment of the livelihoods of people who keep the excellent shops in Henley High Street. And of course, fourth, it's about the parking and about the number of cars that will be attracted to that area. And I know I think there's going to be somebody from the school to talk about the effect that might have on the school and the safety of the pupils. So it's not to say that this shouldn't happen, it is going to happen, but that we should all collectively embark upon a sensible discussion about what is going to be the best development for the future of this town.
Thank you. May I now call upon John Tristan, who lives in Prince Harry Road, to make the second submission.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Unlike Lucy, I can't do it from memory. I shall have to read my notes, bear with me. It's one of the downsides of old age. Mr. Chairman, I wish to object to the proposals for the redevelopment of the Henley Market site on a number of grounds. Firstly, the proposal will lead to a considerable increase in traffic, and the developer has not included any proposal for alleviating the ensuing congestion. Warwick Road already suffers significant congestion at peak times, both morning and evening. Proposed density of housing and the inclusion of a retail store would compound the problem. Assuming a modest 1.5 cars per household and the inclusion of further parking spaces on the development suggests that at least 100 additional vehicles will require access and egress from the development every day of the week. This is greater than the number of vehicles currently using Wednesday Market, and the congestion caused by that traffic is clearly evident. It is also likely that traffic flow at peak times will actually be much higher than during market day, where traffic is dispersed over the whole morning. It's already difficult to exit Prince Harry Road during peak times, and the proposed development will only exacerbate this problem. In February this year, a report was published by Stratford District Council's Senior Environmental Officer, identifying the area around the Warwick Road Stratford Road junction in Henley as one of the hotspots where the air pollutant nitrous dioxide generated locally mostly by vehicles, have been found to be above recommended levels. The proposed development can only add to this problem and worsen the air quality in the area of Warwick Road. The JPC, I believe, has a duty of care to protect residents from the harmful effects of these pollutions, and yet the issue does not seem to have been addressed in these proposals. Secondly, the proposals show that the houses facing Prince Harry Road will front straight onto the road, where parking and garaging will be at the rear. On-road parking by residents, and particularly by their visitors, is bound to occur. Prince Harry Road is a narrow residential road with barely room for two vehicles to pass, and parked cars close to the junction with Warwick Road will further add to congestion. Next, the proposed three-storey height of the proposed housing is not in keeping with the immediate environs. The contagious housing on Prince Harry Road, Warwick Road cottages, and much of the lower end of High Street is only 2 storeys, and the proposals for 3-storey housing are intrusive and completely unacceptable. The flats development on the old Golden Cross site proves the error of allowing development which is inconsistent with the surrounding area. The inclusion of a store in the development is unnecessary and seems to be included only for financial development of the financial benefit of the development. It's remote from the main retail footfall of the town. In the path of increasing traffic congestion on Warwick Road will have a detrimental effect on the shops and the high street. The proposals as they stand seem to be solely for the financial benefit of the developer and will have a long-term detrimental impact on the residents of Henley. I trust that if the proposals are submitted for planning approval in their present form, the Joint Parish Council will raise the strongest possible objections and fight to prevent such a high-density development with the associated problems it will bring, particularly increased traffic congestion and pollution, to the detriment of Henley as a whole. If the proposals in their present form are submitted as plans and approved by the Stratford District Council, it would be too late to reverse the proposal, and irreconcilable damage would be done to the whole fabric of Henley. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.